You're watching eDave.com.
So you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, not only am I jumping out of a plane, now I have to interview President Bush 41.
Luckily, it went the other way around. Luckily, the interview was first and then the jump and then all the live shots I had to do throughout the day, right? So I luckily was distracted by the interview. I never thought about the jump the night before. It was all about the interview.
Right.
So that's all I thought about. And then after the interview, right when they said, let's go.
Okay. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Okay, because I want to know what exactly went through your mind. You brought your own skydiving playlist.
I did.
And here's one of your songs. I cheated. I looked at your little list.
You saw my list. You copier.
In the studio with Robin Meade from HLN. Here's Van Halen on Dave. You got to play Jump for a skydiving show. And you jumped out of a plane with President Bush Sr. last week. And, okay, so you do the interview. Before the jump.
Yeah. So I never thought about the jump the whole time. It was all about what questions do I want to ask him and how do I make him feel comfortable. And then the interview's over and it's kind of like, crap, I got to jump. The time has arrived.
And so you get on the plane and then you're sitting there. I mean, there's all kinds of footage of you sitting on the plane with him, and you're just sort of like la-di-da.
Well, first there were weather problems, so there were concerns whether we were going to do this jump at all. And you're with the Army's Golden Knights, and it's this whole high-flying, premier parachute team. They're fantastic. And instead of like talking with us, most of their faces are plastered toward the window. That should have been my first clue that they were concerned too about the weather, right? But they never let on to us.
But you know you're in good hands.
Fantastic
You're
hands.
right.
Right, the best of the best.
The best you could get.
Yeah. So I'm sitting beside President Bush 41, and we both have oxygen tanks because the door is open. When you're doing a skydiving run, they leave the door open. So there's no like cabin pressure or air conditioning. No, it's like flapping out there in the wind, right? So you hear exactly where you're going to be jumping.
And are they concerned at all? I mean, this is an 85-year-old man.
Yeah.
So his health was checked beforehand.
Apparently, but he was raring to go.
Okay.
We both had oxygen tanks, but I was the only one basically that wanted the oxygen. He was fine. And I think he took a hit of the oxygen with me just to be nice. But
nice. Robin Meade and President Bush Sr. taking hits together of oxygen. Hot.
Oxygen.
Okay.
It's so you don't get lightheaded when you change altitude really fast. Okay. So then I have to go first. So in tandems, you're getting strapped together with this strapping young man, I have to say, very handsome. And you're hooked together in like 4 different places on these jumpsuits. And one little hook will hold 5,000 pounds. So you're safe, right? And you're getting all strapped together. And you have to sit on this person's lap.
Okay. So you didn't mind that at all, Robin.
Which is just funny anyway. I'm pretty sure there's video of it around.
And I'm sure he didn't mind either.
He claims it could be a sack of potatoes. It doesn't make a difference. It's their job, which I think was a good official line. But anyway, okay, I look over and it tickles me because President Bush is doing the same thing with his, Air Force, his Golden Knight. You have to. That's how you get ready to jump. I have to go first. And they're checking the wind. Suddenly, it's like this mad rush. They're like, okay, let's go. And they're like, okay, you got to go. Then my knees started shaking because then I'm like, crud. I can't get out of it now. What do I do? They swear to you that you do not feel like you're free falling. They swear to you it does not feel like a roller coaster and that you don't feel like, you are leaping off of something. Well, that's not true. Because the first 2 seconds, you feel like your body's accelerating to 120 miles per hour, which it is.
So did you go from, oh my God, I'm nervous to jump to, wow, this is the most exhilarating feeling ever?
After 2 seconds. And the 2 seconds are sheer terror to me because you really start to accelerate. And your body, my body at least, you're flinching because your natural reaction is to grab for something.
Right.
There's nothing to grab to. Then at second 3, you go, oh, I'm kind of flying, and you reach your hands out, and then you're comfortable. So just 2 seconds you're uncomfortable. Then at 3 you're Superman.
Okay, well, I want to talk about your landing, which I think something funny happened. I want to know if you noticed it.
Oh!
Something the president did that I caught. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're here with HLN's Robin Meade. Another song from your little playlist. You brought in your own playlist.
I so listen to you every day. I know how this game works. I can't wait for the cheese.
Okay, I'm so in love with you. Now, you jumped out of a plane with President Bush 41.
Mm-hmm. During live coverage on TV, okay? So I know when I land, we're going to be live on the air to a national audience. That's what I thought about the whole time.
So you're coming down, and that's why we're doing all songs associated with skydiving for your appearance. Now, I noticed when the president landed.
So he landed after me. I landed with my tandem guy.
And you're just like, hey!
Run over, I get the microphone. I'm like, okay, here comes the president. All right.
But it seemed for a second, he was like, hi, Barbara, good to see you. Where's Robin? He's like, where's Mrs. Bush? Okay, good. I'm alive. I made it. And then he goes looking for you.
He did. And here's the funny thing. So I'm with the press, and you're no longer allowed to be in the landing area for safety reasons. And he keeps saying, where's Robin? And and the security said, you can't go over there. And I'm like, the president 41 is calling for me. You're going to tell me I have to say no to him? He's calling for me. So that was my excuse to run back in the landing zone.
No,
that did happen.
Did that surprise you?
I thought he would either just be excited about the family being around him and totally forget that I was even there, or he would, ask me what I thought of the jump, because he was so sweet on the ride up there, because you're together about half hour on the plane before you get to the right altitude. Mm-hmm. And he kept saying, how you feeling? You're going to love this and it'll be great. So, just very much a caring person, and wanted to know, I guess, what I thought of it.